Colleague, thank you for joining us once again. We are still making sense of where to invest money. That's if you have the money. But in case you don't have the money, so where else can you get the money? Because still without money, there are certain things that move on. My guest is Mr. Ongodia. He's the Chief Executive Officer of Zeno Investment, one of the companies that specializes in technology. So where else, other than the agriculture sector that you've partly mentioned, where else, in case I have the money?
Yes, so very importantly, if you have some savings, those savings should be invested. Otherwise, the value of those savings will get eroded by inflation, simply, even if you put them in, by inflation and by bank charges. That's the mere fact. And so one of the ways to get your savings to work is by opening up an investment account with an investment manager. So there are not that many investment managers. Zeno is one of the investment managers, and opening up an account with us is very simple, no paperwork. You just simply use either the MTN mobile money menu, *164 *4 hash, merchant code Zeno, XENO. And then you get set up with a minimum of 10,000 shillings. Others require much higher minimums of 100,000, 1 million, 10 million. Us is just 10,000 shillings to just get you started and get used to the process of actually getting used to having an investment account and using your investment account. So with an investment account, you can invest in a range of assets. One example is short-term assets. That's fixed deposits, treasury bills issued by the government, call deposits. Yeah? And then you can also invest in medium to long-term assets such as treasury bonds, corporate bonds, infrastructure bonds, and then shares of companies listed either in Kampala, Nairobi, and Dar es Salaam. So, of course...
Is that possible for a common person?
Absolutely. So, for a common person, like I said, if you have 10,000 shillings on your mobile money, you can open up an account that can allow you to invest just that 10,000 across all the four. Across fixed deposits, treasury bills, treasury bonds, corporate bonds, and shares of company. That 10,000 can be divided. And start with 10,000, you can increase it to 100,000, 1 million, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Because what for example, a service like Zeno does, again, be an investment manager, is you say, okay, your plan, first of all, is to invest this money to reach a certain objective. Your objective might be, by the end of this year, I need to have 5 million shillings to finance my wedding. Yeah, for example. Or by the end of this year, I need to have 20 million shillings in order to build my house's foundation. Or by the end of this year, I need to have 5 million shillings in order to roof my dad's. Yeah? Or as a family, yeah, let's save, so by the end of the year, we have a Christmas budget. Oh, yeah, so those are all plans, yeah? So you start with first of all, what do you want to achieve, yeah? And then, okay, then we get this, how much are you able to put together? Then when you put together, where do you invest so that
Are there people who don't know what they want?
There are people who don't know what they want, and we can help. Yes, there are people who say, for example, at Zeno, and again, I'm using the example of Zeno because this is where I've done the most work. We have thousands and thousands of customers, right? All of them come with, every individual is different, yeah? They say, okay, a lot of them come say, you know what, I have my 5 million or 10 million shillings, or even 100,000, I'm able to put away 200,000. I want it to make money for me, yeah? So, okay, that's a good place to start, but it's not very helpful. You've gone to an investment manager and you're just telling them you have 10 million shillings and you want it to make money for you. That's not a good place. Yeah, some people, a very not professional investment manager, yeah, take our no, take our lead, take our no. For us, we say, okay, that's good, but you want it to make money for you in order to do what?
That's another fundamental question.
Yeah, in order to do what? Yeah, in order to do what now leads me to say, that person will say, okay, in order to pay fees for my child's primary school. So, actually, child's primary school is now the objective. not just making money. In order to
So you make money to achieve a certain goal.
Yeah. So for us, we do goal-based investing. We go to what is the actual reason. Sentence no yagala zisiga. Neo yagala zisiga wachi.
That's very fundamental.
Yeah.
Are there other areas of investment before we touch those?
So those are the sophisticated ones, but it's also available for the average person. Yeah, you don't need to know a lot of detail about treasury bills. Zeno just helps you just get used to that process without necessarily going through the mathematics of it.
So I don't have the money, but I need to move on. Where do I begin from?
Yeah, so let me speak from the perspective of a person, young person, typically young person that doesn't have any specific work experience, right? They maybe have just graduated from Makerere University, or they're going through Makerere University or some other university. Yeah, maybe IU, and many of these colleges are producing talented young people that are starting in. It's very challenging to get a job in Uganda as a young person. I was a young person in Uganda at some point, and it was very difficult. Even a bar job, a bartender. Now they're not even there actually. Yeah, okay. Bars are closed. Except maybe your corner bar.
No, I don't know of any. Because I rarely get there. I don't actually get there.
Yeah. So it's very difficult. But if you can, just have a clear sense of, first of all, if you didn't have the constraints that there are no jobs or whatever, where would you ideally want to work? What has your education allowed you, what basics of your education allowed you to use to function as a professional? Where ideally would you want to work? So maybe you'd want to work as a journalist, yeah? But you have been trained up as a clinical officer, but you want to work as a journalist. So, but you got a training. So if you want to work as a journalist, try working for a journalism or a media house. Yeah,
that's if there's a placement.
Even if it's serving coffee, get in the door. Get in the door.
Find yourself in the corner.
Yeah, don't. So you want to work as a journalist, but you're a clinical officer in some refugee camp. That's okay. The refugee camp will give you money and you have a job there. Yeah? But in order to pursue your career that you want to be around the area. Start small, yeah. And so even if you have this degree, but because once you're serving this person coffee, you can start a conversation that makes your boss or your future boss or future colleagues realize actually you have a lot more use than just serving coffee. Then they will move you up when the next opportunity arrives. It's just be around the opportunity. Yeah, if you want to be a businessman, yeah, but you spend all of your time at your dad's home in Bwebaja, you should be in Chikuvo. Be around the
It's a crowded place.
Yeah, no, but this is where you sniff the air, where you observe how businesses run. Together. Okay. Yeah, be around what you want to do. If you want to become a journalist, be around a media house. So offer to do anything, even if it's unpaid initially. Yeah, I know that's very difficult. Yeah, if you want to work for an investment firm making investment decision, go search where the investment firms offer to say, okay, I want to work here, but you know what? Even if you don't have a job, do you have like a coffee opening? Yeah.
You seem like talking to be matters of volunteering. Yeah. I don't know whether you've ever volunteered.
I've never volunteered.
You know the hassle, the challenges volunteers go through.
I've never volunteered, but I've had a job where I was paid less than my transport to the workplace.
Maybe you were paid something.
No, yeah, but less than, like nalimu loss bulijjo.
So you have a feel of what it means?
I absolutely do. Yep. But I did it. I did it. Yeah. Because I wanted to get out of home.
We've had people who complain, work is too much, I would rather stay home. They are not paying me. Actually, given the fact that COVID is still in existence, most companies have actually not
I
paid
have no
people
sympathy for those people.
who are not
The
paid.
work is too much. No. The people that say, oh, who are paid, but they're saying work is too much. I need a break. Because there's so many people who want to be in that position.
What of those who say we are not paid? Let me rather stay home.
Now I have no sympathy for the bosses who employ people and they don't pay them.
They don't have the money. Given
That's slave labor. Yeah. You might argue you don't have the money to give them your suppliers. I mean, you supply goods to the government. It has taken so many so many months to honor your invoices. I understand that, yeah? And I know there are people who are in the business of supplying goods and services to entities that take so long to pay them, yeah? But there must be, you have to pay your employees.
as a CEO, as a manager.
Yeah, absolutely.
We should be planning to wind up. What would be your final message, final remark to the business community, given the area of discussion?
So 2021 should be a year of renewal, a year of rebuilding, really. 2020 was a very difficult year. And we've entered 2021. The first half of the month has been very difficult for many Ugandans, especially people who are engaged in business or who are employed by businesses. But I think I am still very hopeful, a very optimistic person. You can't be an investment manager when you don't have... no, there you go and do insurance. Because insurance is like...
I hope the insurance experts have not had that.
Investment is like, okay, you're hopeful that things will gain value in the future because of ABCD. Maybe not this one, but this one, right? So you reallocate your resources from here to here. So it's just to approach 2021 with the hope that things are going to brighten up, yeah? And then gearing up to take advantage of the opportunity. The opportunity won't find you seated at your office or it's really going to find those people that have been looking for it and are all open to it, to take advantage of it. And also it gives us, we're still in the middle of a pandemic. Of course, fantastic news that there are vaccines now being developed and rolled out. I am yet to meet a Ugandan who has received a single vaccine. So it's going to be a long time till we actually get a vaccine here. So I would encourage people to still observe the SOPs as been advised by the government, but also fundamentally to operate in such a way that they stay safe. This COVID situation is very bad, especially for people who have pre-existing conditions, but also even if you don't have a pre-existing conditions, you're asymptomatic, you can transmit it to your family and friends. So it's really important. But regardless, we have to survive this. We've survived 2020, we've survived the election, we are going to survive 2021. We're going to be here, we're going to be here for a number of years. So we should live our lives like we are going to live to 100 and plan to be able to survive. A very important thing, if I have the opportunity to address people who are eventually earning some income, is please plan for your retirement. One of the greatest risks in retirement is outliving your resources. That means you've worked, built up resources, but then you spend them down and you spend them out before you die. That there's a technical word for it, longevity risk. That you live much longer than the resources that you put together. It is a real risk, and this is what I'm sure you've observed some people who have retired and just gone to pieces. What they're suffering is longevity risk.
Mr. Eko, thank you so much for your, and dear viewer, thank you so much for being with us. He ended with one of the most fundamental questions about retirement. Allow me also end with this. I think it was a statement made by the late Dr. Miles Munro that the greatest tragedy of life is not poverty. Many of us think it is poverty. Not at all according to him. The greatest tragedy of life is you and I living a life without a purpose. I hope this purpose discussion has benefited your life, and I hope you will not only end at hearing them, but also implement them for the betterment of your life. My name is Fred Makubuya.